You are a future engineer of this world who will have to combat the problems of power and efficiency, operational safety, global warming, and even orbital hazards, but it all starts with your time here in university. If you want to contribute to your dream company, then you got to get the experience. And if you want to get the experience, then you have to stand out as an engineering student. And if you want to stand out as an engineering student, then you got to do more than the bare freaking minimum. Simply following the standard of attending your lectures, handing in assignments, and even acing your exams is simply not enough to get you your dream career in engineering. But what will is this simplified 3-step protocol that I made for you in this video right here. Step 1, think big. In 1867, when Nikola Tesla was still studying engineering in university, he had this one lecture that he attended, and it was under Dr. Puschel, his professor. And Dr. Puschel, he brought in a generator, a DC generator specifically, to this specific class so that he could do a demonstration. This is what the DC generator looked like, okay? And he also operated this DC generator as a DC motor by slightly tweaking the brushes on the commutator. And he had to do that very carefully. And even though he did it very carefully, there was fucking sparks everywhere. Sparks. It looked really, really rough from Nikola Tesla's perspective. Now, because it looked so rough and there was fucking sparks everywhere, Nikola Tesla, he said to the professor, he raised his hand and he said, there's a possibility that we could have a motor that doesn't have all of these sparks and doesn't have all of these appliances connected to it. And then the professor, Dr. Puschel, then proceeded to do an entire lecture explaining why Nikola Tesla was wrong and that it was impossible to make a motor that didn't have sparks and wasn't so complicated. And then concluding the lecture, the professor said, quote unquote, from Nikola Tesla's biography, the professor said, Mr. Tesla may accomplish great things, but he certainly will never do this. It is a perpetual motion scheme, an impossible idea. And then what do you think happened? Do you think Nikola Tesla gave up because the professor said, oh yeah, it's impossible. I'll never make a motor that's sparkless and that's not so complicated. No, Nikola Tesla, he didn't fucking listen to that professor and what he said. He kept trying and trying until 10 years later, he achieved it. He invented the AC motor that we use today so commonly. So who's the Mr. Puschel in your life that's telling you that your ambitions are impossible? And do you think you should listen to them now that I told you that story? No. So the action step that I want you to take right now is eliminate the word impossible from your vocabulary. That word does not exist now on. Nikola Tesla was told that AC motors were impossible, yet here we fucking are using AC motors to power fans, to power electrical vehicles, and even robots. The Wright brothers were told that a flying machine was impossible, yet they still invented the airplane, which takes us around the world on vacation, on business trips, all in all around the world so that we could see anyone in any place. Wernher von Braun was told that rockets in space was impossible, yet he still fucking did it. So don't listen to the Mr. Puschel in your life who's telling you that you won't pass this exam because you're not smart enough. You won't be able to graduate engineering because you're not smart enough. You won't be able to work at your dream company because you don't have enough experience. You won't be able to reach your design club goal of getting #1 at the national competition. You won't be able to invent what you want to invent. Don't listen to what anyone has to say about what's impossible for you and what's possible for you. They have no right in saying what you can and can't do. Because imagine Nikola Tesla listened to Dr. Puschel telling him that it was impossible. We'd still have sparking motors. We'd still have complicated motors. Imagine the Wright brothers listened to everyone telling him that they'd never be able to invent the airplane. We wouldn't be able to go on vacation. We wouldn't be able to see our family across the fucking world today. Imagine Wernher von Braun listened to all those haters telling him that he wouldn't be able to get a rocket to space. It's not possible for things to go that high. If he listened to them, we wouldn't have satellites. We wouldn't have live TV. We wouldn't know that it's fucking snowing tomorrow. That is why you need to eliminate the word impossible and think big. Whether it's your design club competition goals, whether it's actually graduating university, whether it's getting your dream internship, dream career, or actually creating your dream invention. Think big. Step 2, exceed the standard. And what I mean by exceeding the standard is doing more than your standard classes, doing more than your standard assignments, doing more than just even acing your exams or passing your exams. Because all of these actions is things that everyone does. You're not going to stand out if you do what everyone does by definition. Like imagine graduating university with a report card that's slightly above average, woohoo, a piece of paper, and nothing else. Do you think anyone's going to want to hire you? No. So you're going to have to take initiative. And there's 3 ways that you could exceed the bare minimum. First, design clubs. Design clubs, you don't even have to pay to get into them. You just have to apply, and you don't actually need experience. So it's pretty easy. Plus you get to work with other engineering students. You get to take orders. You get to actually make something physical. So look into joining a design club, one that's specifically aligned with the work that you want to do as an engineer. Like if you want to work in the automotive industry, maybe you could join the the motorsports club at your university. Another way to exceed the standard is joining the engineering competitions held at your university or anywhere nearby. And then the last easiest way to exceed the standard is to make personal projects. And I want to emphasize the importance of personal projects. I know firsthand how essential and how much of a cheat code they are for your experience. I started making personal projects after my second year of university. I started off simple, just making CAD models. And then I started making models of mechanisms, designing them in SolidWorks, and then 3D printing them. And then I went on to design models of machinery. And then I went on to design models, my own designs. And when it came to applying for internships, I had no research experience with professors. I had no design club experience. I know, crazy. I just said that you should. But I also didn't join the co-op program at my university. I had no connections to the engineering industry, and I had no industrial experience beforehand. But the one thing that I did have was personal projects. And because I did, I landed an internship within 2 weeks of hunting for an internship, when it takes other people months to find an internship. Let that sink in. Is that not fucking crazy? I laid out the exact protocol, the exact program that I followed to make my own personal projects. No matter what type of industry you want to get into, or no matter what type of role you want to get into, I can mentor you inside and follow and show you the steps to follow to make your own personal projects, and therefore make your baseline level of experience. Even if you've never done anything like this before, I guide you along the way. So check it out if you would like to. It's a myth that you need experience to get experience. You can build your own baseline level of experience on your own. Okay, so enough with that limiting belief that you need to depend on others in order to get experience. Start depending on yourself. Take initiative. Step 3, industrial experience. Now, I don't want to get things wrong saying that you don't need industrial experience, because you absolutely do. You need both baseline level experience, which is the projects that I just mentioned in my last chapter, but you do also need the secondary level of experience, which is internships. And once you've done the last step that I told you about, getting baseline experience from projects, you are now much more likely to get an internship, given that you have the required skills for the position and you made projects specific to the desired industry that you want to get into. I'm not going to go too much in depth about how to apply, but what you want to do is tailor each one of your exam or resumes and your cover letters to the company that you're applying to. Because if you're applying to, say, the automotive industry, and then you show your experience for breadboarding or some shit, then that employer, he's going to see that one specific word that's not aligned with the role, and he's going to say, oh, this person's more suitable for another role, so I'm not going to hire this guy. That's what they're going to think. Okay, so make sure you tailor each one of your application documents to this position and to this industry. Now, once you get into the internship, this is something that I've never talked about before on my channel, so listen closely. You don't just want to do the bare minimum in the internship either. Once you get the internship, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. Don't have that mindset of like, oh, I have an internship now. Okay, I'm good, because you're not. You want to develop more stories in these internships. Because when you apply for a job after you graduate, a literal job, not an internship, a job, when you apply for one, you're going to need stories to draw upon from your internship so that you could talk about them in the job interview, the one that you're applying for after you graduate. So if you do the bare minimum at your internship, one, you're not going to have stories to draw upon, but you're also not going to have a really good reference from the recruiter or from your boss from that internship. Now, the third reason that you need to absolutely dominate once you're in that engineering internship is that they're also going to be a source of job security for you if you actually perform well. Because if you fucking dominate, if you're like an absolute beast while you're working in that internship, you complete like 1 million projects during your 4 months there, then they're going to want to hire you back, right? Why wouldn't they? So you need to prove to them and prove to yourself that you are a worthy engineering candidate for them once you graduate. Okay, so to summarize that, when you're in an internship, you want to absolutely dominate because you, one, want stories to talk about in the future, two, have a good reference from your boss, and three, have job security from this internship. And that right there, my friend, is how you succeed as an engineering student the right way. Step one is to think big. Make sure you eliminate the word impossible, because if you don't eliminate the word impossible, then you're going to believe anyone that tells you that you can't do something that you want to do. Step two, exceed the standard by doing more than the bare minimum of just your classes, of just your assignments, of just your exams. You want to do more by doing either design club projects, design competitions, or especially personal projects, because I know firsthand how important and how powerful they are. Third, you want to get some industrial experience while you're still an engineering student. And the way to do this is to get an engineering internship. And while you're in that engineering internship, you don't just want to cruise and do the bare minimum in that engineering internship, but you still want to dominate. So that is how you dominate as an engineering student. Make sure you take the practical steps that I told you in this video into your life as an engineering student and into your mindset as an engineering student. If you need further mentorship and further guidance, then you could click the top links in the description where you could either book a call with me or join my program, which I made to help you build your projects and therefore build your baseline level of experience, no matter what type of industry you want to get into, no matter what type of role you want to get into, and no matter how much experience you initially have. Okay, so go check the links out. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.